Oh, we've got to get that fixed. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. There we go. That's fixed. That's fixed. And we're missing one. Let's see. Copyright, YouTube, ITAR. Nope, that looks correct. Glock disclaimer, ITAR. Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. Installation disclaimer. Removed and switched over to ITAR. There we are. And now we need to do a full copy. Hey, 10X Shooters, what's going on, man? Good morning. 6 days left for Glocktober. And let's see, let's swap up the image a bit. Let's go with, not you. Not you. Oh, maybe you. Maybe. How about you? Switch it over to Stiffler Talks and save. And let's pop open settings just because that's messed up. Yep, doing a quick little morning live. Well, maybe quick. We'll see what happens. See how many people pop in today. It seems like ever since YouTube did their BS restriction on us, that the algorithm hates us. Even though they admitted they were wrong. Oh, right on. Getting some parts in today? Let's see. Upload default. That's what I wanted to fix. The upload defaults. Okay. Link bio, stifflermanufacturing.com. RB Tactical, Delta Team Armory, or Delta Team Tactical. Let's fix that if we can. MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, No Quarter Innovations, 3CR Tactical, Optics Planet, The Hub, Sirius Arms, Task Force Red. Make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Nope, that should be it. Let's see here. You know what I should pull up is Wolverine Arms. All lower parts kits, then starting to order slides. Right on, man. Tenex, I forget, were you running a store by chance, or was yours an instructional thing? I might be thinking of somebody else. Ah, here we go. Wolverine Arms FFL. Excellent. Yeah, Wolverine Arms does a good Cerakote work. Okay, you're an instructor. All right. If you ever start selling as part of like your instructor business or whatever, let us know. Like if you start an FFL, we do dealership rates. Okay, now where's Wolverine Arms located? That's what I need to fix. And we're doing a swap out each day. Last night was the 158 Infantry Challenge coin. Today is the 232nd CSSB Challenge coin. So I'm just going to be swapping out coins each live and seeing if I get lucky and some veteran recognizes a unit. So that'll be fun. Awesome. Let's see here. And maybe they're in the contact list. Oh, right on. Oh, he's in Indiana. Okay, Georgetown, Indiana. That's what we're going to add. Okay, there we go. I'd add Gonzalez to go, but I think he hasn't set up. I think we've offered, but he does have some of our slides. There we go. Okay, we've got Wolverine Arms added. Here's the whole list of affiliates. That's why I'm getting updated right now. Is RB Tactical Market on eBay, Delta Team Tactical, MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, No Quarter Innovations, 3CR Tactical, who has our slides as well. Optics Planet has our Vipers. The Hub in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside, Arizona. Sirius Arms in Prescott, Arizona. Task Force Red in Tucson, Arizona. And Wolverine Arms in Georgetown, Indiana. There we go. So let's save that. So that should fix all future uploads. Good to go there. Because I mean that was the upside of all these parts is they don't require an FFL. If you have an FFL, great. But there's a few business. There's one in Oklahoma right now that's considering he's trying to get his FFL, but he wants to start doing sales early, so he might start doing parts kits, barrels, and slides and other accessories until his FFL comes in. And he's looking at doing some of our slides for his inventory. I was like, right on, man. Like, let us know. So that means I should update the link bio and add Wolverine Arms to it as well. Son of a gun. Okay, yeah, we'll get that fixed up. But, you know, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, and we turn bars of steel into gun slides, particularly for the Generation 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17. We are veteran-owned and operated. We are based out of Arizona, and we've been doing this since January of 2023. We are planning to go to SHOT Show 2026 in January, and that's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, right on. Yeah, if they want to potentially get dealer rates, if they're interested in adding slides to their inventory, we can do that. Or if they're just interested in buying, we do offer a military discount. I mean, the dealer rate's better, you know, working with shops and whatnot. But, you know, discount's a discount. You can buy more ammo. And 6 more days. 6 more days until Glocktober ends. So that's when our 15 to 20% ends. chariot. There we go. Now the dog is taken care of. Oh. What does that pin mean? Which pin? How's it going, Jimbo? On screen? Oh, thank you for the like. Satisfy the need pin. Oh! Oh! Okay, sorry, that took me a second. Okay, so this is the 232nd Combat Sustainment Support Battalion. It was a unit I interacted with when I was overseas, and so they gave me one of their challenge coins. They were part of Task Force Tycoon at the time for Operation Inherent Resolve. And I want to say they were, what, in Kuwait, Iraq, and Jordan? Might have been some other places. Might have been in Egypt. Might have been in Saudi. But yep, they had a thing going on with some Polish troops and some U.S. troops, and I was there assisting. And yep, got a coin. Which also doubles as a bottle opener. That was like, what, 5 years ago, I think. The satisfy the need thing you're probably talking about, that took me a minute to figure that out. That's their distinctive unit insignia, so that is a pin they would wear on their uniform. So they'd wear that on their epaulette and their beret. Bruce Banner, what's going on, man? But hey, somebody figured it out, so we're going to move this one on, and we'll put another one on there. Back again. This one should be pretty obvious. Though harder to narrow down, it should be pretty obvious at least what division it's part of. And of course, here's one of our SM19 turbo slides in camo. Oh, usually around holidays. Glocktober is the longest sale that we have ever done, where it's gone all month long. But usually around holidays. Sometimes we skip holidays, though, too, so it's iffy. You know, like I'm planning on doing one for Valentine's Day. I'm planning on doing one for probably St. Patrick's Day. What else? 4th of July, there'll be a sale. Hey, Dangerous Freedoms, what's going on, brother? Veterans Day, maybe. Black Friday, maybe. Christmas, probably not. New Year's, maybe. Yeah, maybe Black Friday. Not sure what we'll do exactly for Black Friday, but it'll be a shorter sale. It'll probably be like 1 to 3 days. You know, if we do the sale at all. To be honest, like holiday sales don't actually do too well. Even Glocktober, like if a whole month long sale, yeah, we've gotten some sales, but people just kind of buy what they want to buy when they're planning on buying it. And another one is people keep using our eBay even though the sale's on the website. So, and we've told people like, hey, you know you're paying more, right? And they're like, that's fine. And I'm like, no, well, eBay takes 13 to 30% of our sale anyway. So you're paying more for like no reason. Like just go to the website. But getting people to unclip themselves from eBay is a struggle. That's how it goes with gun stuff. People will typically buy it as they build. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like sales happen, and sometimes people buy a sale, but yep, honestly, it's random. Who wouldn't want a Stiffler for Christmas? I know, right? Stiffmas. Plus the holiday themed ones. Oh, did I do that wrong? Let's try that again. The holiday themed ones are real hit and miss. Like we have a 4th of July one that's red, white, and blue. Most people just want a black slide. Most of our most sold slide is just black slides. I've even, funny enough, considering the definition of FUD, we've been called FUDs for having different options that people might like. I think people don't have a clear definition on what FUD is, which is just amusing. We make them more often, so they ship slightly quicker, but it's not too much quicker just to paint a purple or a gold. The painting process isn't any different for a black slide for any other color slide. The only time it's different is when you have to start adding stenciling. There we go. Let's add Wolverine arms in there. We are consolidating our affiliation lists for people who have our slides. I should probably update this one again. Let's see. Where's the edit? There we are. Title and link. Excellent. Got it. Okay, now we will move you down. Oh, I don't know. Down, 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 down. Editing link bio is just so fun. Instead of dragging the titles and links where I need it to be, we have to literally just move them. Literally move them manually one by one, which is just amusing. There we go. Quick little refresh and done. Black multicam. We have one that's kind of similar. We don't really have a name for it. Actually, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it right up on the website. Dark multicam. Yeah, that. I mean, yeah, kinda. There we go. Camo. Where are you at? Oh, there it is. Yeah, we don't have a name, so it's just listing the colors, which is desert sand, graphite black, and flat dark earth. A customer actually recommended these colors, and some people found it popular, so we put it on the site, and we actually sold quite a few of them. Oh, here's a good example for how the stenciling can be different each time. So all of the camos, they're never going to look exactly the same. Get back in there, you. Need a frame to match that? Yeah. I mean, honestly, any kind of frame would go. You could do it on a black frame. You could camo the frame or a tan frame. Anything would look good on that. Most often with this one here, which is our OD camo, is mil-spec OD green, desert sand, and Glock FDE. And this looks great on a tan frame. Oh, thank you for the likes, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so this one ends on technically the 31st, but because of time zones, it's going to roll into November 1st until we turn it off. But that said, I would plan on it just being, 31st. There you are. Do you sell complete slides, and what's the price point? Mike, yes, we do have complete slides, just like this one here. Our complete slides have an ELD performance barrel made out of 416R stainless steel, and the upper parts kit is from SCT Manufacturing. Optic not included. And yeah, price range is $145 to $285 before any discounts, taxes, shipping, all that. Like this month, we're doing Glocktober, so that's a big sale. But it's only on stripped slides. Not a lot of wiggle room on parts, so. Oh, and for those of you that have been asking, we are going to have light runs randomly on the Leonidas. So reach out to us if you're interested in the SM19 Leonidas. It's 300. It is the hardest slide to produce, which is why it costs so much more. Oh, right on. Currently, we only produce Gen 3, 19, and 17 slides, and we're working on finishing a 26 slide. After that, we are going to go on to the 43. We would like to do 40 cal, 45, and 10 millimeter sometime, but that we'll see how 2026 goes. Oh yeah, Robert, we do. Though, that said, you can, of course, fit Gen 3s on Gen 4s and 5s by swapping out a couple parts. There's a lot of videos that show you how to do it. Yeah, usually it's just the back plate, and then, of course, with the Gen 4, you might need a dust cover adapter, or you might need a recoil spring adapter. With the Gen 5, some say that you have to swap the ambidextrous slide release. Some say you don't. So you might need to play around with that a little bit if you're doing Gen 3 to Gen 5. But, yep, Glock is basically Legos between the generations. They do fit on each other. Most of their changes were on the frames, not really the slide itself. Swap a couple pieces, and boom, they fit. Marteo, what's going on? We have Gen 3s, but like I said, Gen 3s will fit on Gen 4s if you know which parts to swap out. Dangerous Freedoms, no, not yet. We might do that in the future as we continue to grow. Currently, we just make our own slides. Part of the reason being is we'd have to go buy a whole new machine, and the down payment on that machine is 30 grand, and then we'd still have to pay off like another 200 grand. Because currently we do volume production, so we're making, several hundred slides a week, and if we were to stop to do like custom milling, we'd have to stop working on like up to 50 slides. Oh, right on. That's why all of our slides come RMR ready, so that way you don't have to do custom milling later. And some people have criticized it, where they're just like, well, I don't like RMRs, and I'm like, that's cool. Our optic cover plate is aluminum, and just Loctite it down. We don't use plastic cover plates because those crack and break over time. From shooting, from just installing them. If you over-tighten the screw, the plastic cover plates break. So we went with aluminum. Kelvin, yes, welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Check out our website. We have 19s and 17s, and we're working on finishing the 26. I'm hoping we'll be done with it in November. We'll see. The 26 has been a trial. Yeah, I've heard that about the MOS system, that the plates aren't manufactured well. They don't tend to hold, and they get loose as you shoot. I've never tried the MOS myself, so it's just what I've been hearing from other shooters. We don't make anything for the 42 yet. We are planning on doing a 43 after we finish the 26. Oh, Mike, just so you're aware, we are doing the Glocktober sale. It ends on the 31st, so we're doing 15 to 20% off our strip slides. Spot 'em, got 'em. Right on, man. You called it. 101st Airborne Division, Sustainment Brigade. I was attached to their unit when I was overseas. Hey, somebody got it. I'm switching out the coin. Every time somebody guesses the unit, or at least close to it, I swap the coin. There we go. That's probably easy to spot, but I'm curious if someone can tell me where it is. Can we make one, like if you send our slide in? Not yet, because as I mentioned earlier, if we were to get a machine to do custom work, it would cost us 30 grand to start, and we'd still have to pay off another 200 grand. So we're working on potentially getting another machine down the road, but we've got to be able to justify its cost. It's Skinny. What's going on? Dangerous Freedoms, I get one or two guns a day in the shop with loose plates. It's a problem on all guns. The slides that are milled with torqued properly hold up. Okay. Okay, so the adapter plates are coming loose. That makes sense. Yeah, we don't work on custom slides yet, Kelvin. It's something we might do in the future, but we got to be able to justify the cost of a new machine. Because currently we are about volume production, because we provide for distributors and gun shops, as well as individual sale. And so we need to be making a few hundred slides a week to provide for all those distributors and gun shops. And then, yeah, we do individual sales on our website and our eBay and stuff. So just one-off slides, it's just not something we can accommodate at the moment. Something we might do in the future. If I hit your email after your last live... Oh, you had hit... Or you're trying to get a Leonidas. Let me see if I can see it in my email. One moment. Let's see here. Let's see here. We get so many emails. I'm sorry if it got missed. Let's see. That's an order issue. That is slide warranty. That is an order. That one's fine. That's people trying to sell us stuff. Amazing how many times we get people trying to sell us solar panels. Let's see, Leonidas. Anything recent? I don't have anything recent for the Leonidas in here. Let's try this one. Let's search all mail. All mail, Leonidas. Nope, nothing recent. I know Bill Poole picked one up back in August. Bought it up, bro. Bought away. Hey, Pew Pew Yoko, what's going on, man? Okay, they did get back to you. I might just not be seeing it in my inbox. Google Mail. It's weird. Bill Poole, what's going on, brother? Hey, have a good one, Dangerous Freedoms. FV Ordnance, what's going on, man? Oh, sweet. I'll check that out. Oh, I need to get that notification to stop. YouTube always emails me when I'm live. And I'm like, I know I'm live. I'm the one that started the live. Oh, good times. Okay, yes, we answered that one. We got that one. Oh, an FFL wants to reach out to us about doing custom slide work. Interesting. Laser engraving, Cerakote work. Neat. Where are these guys located? Let's see. Oh, Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, cool. Cool, be happy to. Someone said something about the Tiger Stripe slide. Yep, Hunter Orange and Graphite Black. These are 20% off for the rest of the month. So October 31st, last day. 6 days to get 20% off this baby. And if you don't capitalize on it, you've had all month long. I don't feel bad for you. I'll take the full price. November 1st, full prices. And my back pops like a glow stick, but I don't glow. Oh, let's get some, well, not coffee, get some tea. Boy, do I miss coffee. Spot 'em, got 'em. Patton said the 45th, the 45, like the 1911, was one of the best, if not the best, arms in America. Didn't he say that one about the M1 Garand, too? So do you have a way to cut slides and machine them? Oh, the coin. You're close. You're very close. So it's not the 45th Infantry. It's the 46th Infantry. That said... Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of Douglas MacArthur, not Patton. That's who I'm thinking of. Which, funny enough... I have a coin about Patton. And, of course, the 158th Infantry. Oh. And I was affiliated with this unit. My brother was in this unit. I assisted them. He was actually in their unit. But no greater combat fighting team has ever been deployed for battle. Douglas MacArthur. So I was thinking of MacArthur, not Patton. But we don't have a way... I mean, technically we could. We could, because we do have machines that are capable of it. It's that we'd have to stop producing large quantities of slides to do custom work. We have debated doing a 1911. So, of course, I'd have to go out and buy a 1911 just for testing and, you know, whatever. Actually, probably multiple 1911s. Then the question is, which 1911 do we get, you know? Do you try and go with a Rock Island and work your way up? Or do we go with a Thesis? Or do we spring out crazy and go for a Colt? Hey, Gonzo, what's going on, brother? JJX, don't you threaten me with a good time, baby. I was in the Army. I am all about it. Bring it on. Man, I'm going to look at you in the eyes. Make it happen. Grimmy Dork, what's going on, baby? Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, where everybody gets stiff with Stiffler over our slides. One day, what I want to do is get like some aluminum blank. Yeah, some aluminum blanks. And I want to cut them down into coin sizes so we can make some Stiffler challenge coins. Because right now we have like some poker chips. which is, you know, they're kind of cool. This is the Leonidas. They're the logo for the Leonidas. Each slide actually has its own logo. But I'd like to, at one point, just get aluminum rounds and laser engrave them into Stiffler coins someday. That'd be kind of cool. And then we could give them out at like gun cons and SHOT Show and, you know, whatever. That'd be neat. Yeah, we do, Grimmy Dork. These all here are Gen 3s for the 19 and 17, and we are working on the 26. Stiff Nation, Gonzo. Stiff Nation. Man, we should do a joint live sometime. I need to do more of those. I've just been busy. And I'm not prepped up for it. Kapoa, yeah, StifflerManufacturing.com. Feel free to check us out. We also have an eBay. You know, I'll put our link bio in the description. Actually, it is in the description. I'll put our link bio in the chat, so you can see all of our social media and websites and what have you. Yep, Glocktober sale. 6 more days. It ends on the 31st. 31st is the last day for the sale. So if you guys don't take advantage of it, that is on you. Oop. 19 and 17. Well, all of these are 19 except this one here. This one's a 17. I should get some more 17s for the channel. You know, I think I have another 17. Let's go take a look. Oh, there we go. Yep, I do. Got a few. Hey, Christopher Lewis, what's going on, man? Hey, Christopher Lewis, were you the one I sent the patch to? Okay, and that was the one that came with the empty case or whatever? Hey, Ruben Neal. Yeah, we do have 17s. Actually, I'm going to pull a 17 out right now. So, for those of you who aren't aware of our shipping process, slides get wrapped in bubble wrap. They then get put inside a hard plastic box. And then they get put in a polymer bag that protects it from shock during shipping. And then it will also protect it from moisture. Absolutely, Ruben. We have the entire list of them on our website, StifflerManufacturing.com, but I'm going to pull one out of this bag for you here. Come on, be a good 17. Get out of there. There we go. This is our SM17 Turbo Top ported window, front grip serrations, 17.4 stainless steel with a Trijicon RMR flat optic cut with aluminum RMR cover plate. Oh, we have 2 ports currently for 17. The turbo I just showed off. This is a 19 Viper, but we do have a 17 variant of it where the porting is just a bit longer. Now, if you are getting the Viper, now we do have a complete version for it. However, because of the weight reduction due to having 3 ported windows, which, you know, is great for heat disbursement and good for porting, it is weight reduced. So you may need to get a lighter recoil spring assembly for your slide. Depends on your build, though. Each build is different, so you may or may not need it. Grimy Dork, that's a fun story, actually. So initially, we used to call them G19 and G17. And Glock reached out to us and told us not to. Because turns out, you can only use that verbiage if you say things for, works with, you know, things like that, compatible with. You cannot say G19 or G17 or G45 or G23. You cannot use them, you know, in every capacity, because turns out Glock has copyrighted that. G19 means Glock 19. G17 means Glock 17. So SM means Stiffler Manufacturing 19. Stiffler Manufacturing 17. So a lot of slide manufacturers have done that where, like, for example, LFA. If you've ever gotten an LFA, there's this LFA 19, LFA 26. So we all kind of do that. Hey, right on, Ruben. Well, we do have 17 slides, and upside, I can confirm the Glock 19 does fit on the Glock 45 frame. You just got to change some parts out. Capoa, not yet. We were working on a SIG, but with everything going on with the SIG market, we canceled all plans for that. We might do other slides in the future that are not Glock, but right now we are working on finishing the Glock 26 style slide, and after that it'll be the 43. There, get back in your home. Yeah, I feel you there. Our 26, we haven't discussed price yet because we're not done creating it, but it should be similar to our 19, which our price range is from $145 to $285 for slides, depending on... Nah, dude, I'm just going to send you another one. No big deal. Okay, you go back there. I'm going to send you this one. Or the other one. I think I got another one in the box here. There we go. This one or this one? This one. Sending you that one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Glock 26X from the Glock store's frame because the price is, you know, $150 without a parts kit. But I still want that frame. Yeah, I still want that frame. Want it pretty bad. If someone earlier was mentioning the Leonidas, just reach out to us again. I don't see that email. If they did reach out to you, awesome. But it might just not be in my inbox. There's several of us that deal with the emails. Oh, heck yeah. And then FV Ordnance did release an unboxing video with the Stiffler SM17 turbo slide in graphite black. Oh, dude, they already have. There's already been people that have talked bad about us. And, you know, sometimes I think it's a little bit with their building skill or just their lack of communication. It is what it is. You're never going to make everybody happy, and that's okay. We do what we can to make sure our customer is taken care of. This is probably controversial to a lot of people, unless you've worked in customer service. But sometimes the customer is an idiot, and there's nothing you can do. So, for example, I had a customer at one time put the EDP rod in backwards and then couldn't figure out why his slide was having problems. Like, sometimes you just can't help people. And it doesn't matter what the industry is. You know, you'd think with guns, it'd be a little bit better. Like, there'd be smarter people involved. Because I'll be the first to admit, I don't know everything about firearms. I can tell you my background. I have 10 years of military experience. I have shot in some shooting competitions that were military related. I was a 2A advocate with the NRA, GOA, FPC, Arizona Citizens Defense League, a local gun club. And, you know, that's my experience, my background. And I still will tell you I don't know everything about guns. So anybody that says they do is full of shit. You know, there are people who know more than I do. Hey, Tactical Llama, what's going on, brother? Yeah, if you order a complete, it does. If you order a complete and you want us to assemble it for you, we will. Now, that said, if you guys, I want you guys to understand the complete is that we use an SCT manufacturing parts kit and an ELD performance barrel. Are there better parts kits and barrels out there? Absolutely. Will it get you started? Yes. FV Ordnance, for example, took one of our 17s with parts kit to a gun competition and ran it. Was it competition match grade parts? No. SCT and ELD are not competition match grade parts. They will get you started. They will get you at the range. Can you upgrade? Absolutely. So if you have a better parts kit or barrel in mind, pick up a strip slide. If you don't mind starting with those from the get-go, go ahead and start with those. There's always something you can upgrade to. That's a good way to put it, Tactical Llama. Like, I know about guns. I don't know everything about guns. And I've never shot every gun. People ask me, like, hey, what do you feel about this? How do you like this one? I don't know. I have no opinion. I've never shot that gun before. I've shot a lot of guns, a lot of military guns, and then some personal ones I've owned or friends have had. And doesn't mean I've shot every gun on the market. So I have a lot of no opinions about a lot of guns because I've never shot them. Bill Pool, exactly. I don't know fuck about shit. All I know is that I know nothing. Well, this morning was definitely a little better than last night. Last night was horrendous. So definitely appreciate you guys popping in. This morning's live was definitely better. Oh yeah, exactly. I know the guns I have. That's about it. Here's a great example. I have a Ruger Vaquero in 45 long Colt. It's a single action army revolver made by Ruger over in New Hampshire. And a buddy of mine, also Army, he spent 6 years in, and he was experienced with a lot of different weapons platforms. He had never held a single action Army revolver before, did not know how to operate it. And that confused people around him. And he's like, I have never used this platform before. He's like, until you've shown me this today, I've never held one. Just because you have guns and you have, experience with guns doesn't mean you know all guns. Yeah, I need to talk to our shop people on Sunday. I might talk to them today because Sunday we're planning on doing everybody getting their family together. We're gonna go to a pumpkin patch with the kids. But yeah, that the firing pin block needed to be chamfered. That's interesting. Yeah. If you can, if you get the chance, Llama, can you please send us a photo? I'd love to show it to them. Be like, hey, this is the issue he experienced. Is this something we can look out for in the future, so that we can be aware? Because I love adding tools to our troubleshooting belt. Because the more knowledge we have, the better. Oh yeah, I picked up mine from a gun store years ago, and I plan on passing it down. And of course, being in Arizona, you got to have a cowboy revolver, at least one. And I used to be pretty good at doing the whole revolver spin trick and putting it in the holster. I'm kind of crap at it now, but I used to be pretty good with it. Because I'm always learning things. There's always, and people are like, hey, I picked up this parts kit. I'm like, what parts kit? And they're like, oh, it's Glock OEM. And I'm like, can you send it to me? And you look at it and it looks all battered to crap. And I'm like, I don't think that's Glock OEM, man. Where did you get that from? And they're like, oh, I picked it up off eBay. I'm like, can you check the listing? And they're like, oh yeah, it's not Glock OEM, it's something else. They're like, it said it works with Glock OEM. And I'm like, how much did that cost you? And they're like, oh yeah, I picked up this part kit for like 12 bucks. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, I think you got a bad parts kit. Like, try and swap it out with something else. And they did. They swapped it out with one of their other actual Glock OEMs. They're like, oh, it runs perfectly. And I'm like, sometimes you really do get what you pay for. Like there were these, and we fell for it too. I'll admit. There were these brass-colored firing pins years ago, back in 2021 to 2024. They were early 2024. They were bouncing around gun stores, machine shops, anybody who's making slides or dealing with aftermarket parts. And at the moment, I forget where they came from. But they were cheap, and shops were able to pick up a lot of them if they ordered large orders. Like, hey, I need 100 firing pins, 500 firing pins. They were able to get a lot of them, cheaply. And as it turns out, certain slides did not like this firing pin. And it would crack it, chip it, break it. They were cheap firing pins. And we fell for it too. So we actually had them in our store at one time. And once we realized what was happening, we bought a whole bunch of new firing pins, and anybody that had a problem, we replaced it for them for free. And we stopped getting those immediately. We even pulled them out of the inventory. We didn't even keep giving them to people once we found out what the issue was. So somewhere, we've got a small baggie of just firing pins that it's in a drawer somewhere that we are never using again. And we got rid of these back in early first quarter 2023. So I don't think anybody has any of them anymore because we've replaced, I think, all of them. And if you like go on Reddit forum, you can see people complaining about them, about these crappy firing pins that a lot of people picked up. And a lot of gun stores, a lot of machine shops, a lot of, 2A aftermarket parts dealers ended up acquiring them because they were a really good price. And it was just one of those instances of, too good to be true. So yeah, sometimes going really cheap ain't the way. But that said, also sometimes going really expensive ain't the way either. Like, do I like the look of Terran tactical stuff? Absolutely. Do I think it's a great gun? Absolutely. Do I think I'm going to spend $7,500 on it? Hell no. And some, for the similar way with some of our slides, for example, right? Ours range, 145 to 285. There are those out there that are similar, for example, to our Hellet. Similar in design, where they're charging 3, 4, 500 for a stripped. And it's astonishing to us. I know, right, Bill Poole? Exactly, Christopher, exactly. It just, that price, for the things I could get with 75. Better be one hell of a happy ending. $7,500 wouldn't even cover the cost of our steel orders. The bars that we order to make the slides, $7,500 wouldn't even cover the cost of an entire order. Does it come complete with firing pin? The completes do, yes. And the firing pin comes from SCT Manufacturing. I love this gun. I love this gun so much. I'm debating swapping out the grips on it, though. I want to get the Ruger logo changed with, like, the Stiffler Dragon. Might have to get some custom ones made. That'd be cool. But yeah, our complete slides come with firing pins. They come with the guide rod. They come with the barrel. They come with the upper parts kit. Everything. Oh, greatly appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you so much. And please feel free to ask questions. That's what I'm here for. I know we breached the hour mark and the algorithm no longer likes us. But, yeah, we'll stay on for a bit. I'm still in the middle of doing stuff, getting some shipping ready. I've got another slide I'm going to send out today. Oh, right on, Grimmy. Right on. Let's see. This one is going out to... That's weird. Let's try this again. Let's check the box. Make sure we got the right one. This one's going out to Kansas, though. Okay. See, original... Blem Victor 19er Black Bravo. Okay, cool. Too easy. So yep, sending this slide out today. Yep, they get wrapped in bubble wrap. They get put in a plastic box. They get put in a polymer bag. Protects it from shock, protects it from moisture. So you guys get a nice protected slide. Some people tell us we're overdoing the packaging, but screw that. I want you guys to have a good slide. Our shipping manager and QC manager are very good at it. There I go, inflating her ego. Excellent. Okay. Let's add that on there. Sending this off to Kansas. Exactly, Christopher Lewis. And I've seen firsthand. So, for those of you who are not militarily affiliated, sometimes you find yourself with extra jobs that were not part of your original, occupational specialty. Something that was not in your job description. That's very common. So I had a lieutenant who had a very high opinion of me and said, "Hey, you're not stupid." "Oh, well, thank you, sir. You're not stupid either." And I found myself in charge of mail. Because the previous guy in charge of mail, they decided to put him in charge of it because he was in trouble and he was fucking up. And as it turns out, you shouldn't put somebody who's a screw up in charge of people's mail. Because he's pissed off and disgruntled. Turns out, you shouldn't put people who are in trouble in charge of other people's stuff. Who'd have thunk it? He did a bad job. So I got put in charge of handling the unit's mail, along with a postal officer. A dirtbag, exactly. And it was me as the senior mail clerk, the postal officer, and then we would rotate out some privates to be, regular mail clerks to assist. And we did this job and revamped the mail room and the process to how to get everybody's mail. We got everybody's mail super fast. We even got a Scooby bus, for those of you that know, you know. And we would even drive the mail to certain areas so that people wouldn't have to, walk all the way or drive over or whatever. We made it as easy as possible for everybody. But the thing that was constant was the U.S. Postal Service was not gentle with your mail. People who ordered TVs and things would find the box destroyed and the TV inside just completely busted up. Like, they were not gentle at all. So what did we learn when we started doing, our own slides? Bubble wrap. The slide is 17-4 stainless steel. It's not going to get hurt, but it could get scuffed up or scratched. So bubble wrap. And what else did we learn? Hey, sometimes they're still getting a little scuffed, so hard plastic box. Hey, one person complained that he got moisture inside his wrap. Did it affect the slide? No. It was Cerakoted. It's 17-4 steel. It's stainless. He's fine. But we said, okay, now it's going to be a polymer bag wrapped around that. Now, no shock, no moisture. Now, do I think that the Postal Service could still break this? Absolutely. They definitely could. I do not underestimate them. But so far, it hasn't been a problem, so we haven't had anything to add just yet. But if something does happen, we'll figure out a plan for it. Hey, McMahon, what's going on? All I know is mail ran really great when me and our team were in charge of it. And we made it very convenient for everybody. The first sergeant was just like, nah, just have everybody go meet you there. And I'm like, no, because then we end up waiting there for people to show up. If we just grab the bus and drive it over to a location that's close to everybody, we get done and we're not sticking around waiting and wasting our time. And thankfully, we had an actual postal officer with us who's a commissioned officer who, as turns out, he has signatory authority. He can sign for things. So, yeah, we utilize the crap out of that. Brand new American. Welcome. Love that new freedom smell. Oh, yep, today is the 25th, so let's fix that. About to put the wrong date down. So we're sending this slide off to Kansas. And thank you guys for those likes. It's greatly appreciated. Hey, feel that. That was my war. My uncle was actually at Ground Zero afterwards. He was with the New York National Guard, and they were stationed around Ground Zero after that happened. Hey, thank you for your support. And to all military-affiliated persons, we offer a permanent 10% discount all year long. Okay, so let's get this box sealed up. Lem Victor 19er, Black Bravo, getting sent out to Kansas. There we go. One more slide getting shipped out to America so somebody can build and modify their guns as the Founding Fathers intended. Because 2A is truly the way. Okay, let's see. We have this one here. Yep, here we are. Lem Victor 19er. Check that one more time. Always double and triple check before you ship something out. Always, always, always. There we go. This is getting ready to get sent. All right, let's go grab our polymer bag. I'll be right back. Feel free to ask any questions in the meantime. That's what I'm here for. And if you ask something I don't know, you'll get an answer. It might not be the right one, but you will get an answer. There we are, one polymer bag. Absolutely. Without the 2A, there are no other rights at all. 2A protects all the other rights. You know, we had a German gentleman in here last night, and I got a little heated because I tend to, you know, that's a bit of the old 2A advocacy in me breaking out. Because he had said something about personal or private ownership of guns should not be allowed. And of course, here I am, a veteran who believes in the Constitution, and I highly advocate the Second Amendment being practiced by every household in America. I mean, heck, here we go. I got a Constitution with me right here. So the conversation got a little heated, but he was fun to talk to because I believe in the 2A. You want to have a cannon in your front yard? By all means, do it. I believe every household should have at least a minimum of 5 firearms, 1 pistol, 1 compact pistol, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle, and a vehicle gun of your choice. And besides your daily carry, you should have 1,000 rounds of ammunition for each. That will protect you and your home, and if your neighbors need, you can form an impromptu militia. Protect your city, protect your neighbors, protect your family, protect your home. Why? Because the cops never show up on time. Why? Because I worked for the government in 2 different capacities. You shouldn't trust them. If you trust the government, there is something wrong with you. I question your Americanness. You should always be questioning the government. Doesn't matter if it's Democrat, Republican, left, right, conservative, liberal, whatever. They're politicians. You should just naturally assume they're lying about something. Even if it's your own party, distrust your own party. They're always lying about something. You know what all Americans should have? Access to arms so you can't be abused. How many times in history have we seen people be abused? And that's where this conversation went a little bit with this German gentleman, is that, and it's not his fault. I want to make that clear very right now, is that it's not his fault for what happened in history. But what did the German government do to an unarmed populace? What did the Chinese do to an unarmed populace? What did the Russians do to an unarmed populace? We have incident after incident across the ages of what nations have done to an unarmed populace. What armed groups do to unarmed groups, where you have warlords in Africa and the Middle East and Southeast Asia who have oppressed unarmed populations. Now, that said, if you own firearms, you have a duty to safety, you have a duty to training, and you have a custodianship to the Second Amendment, where you must practice and you must teach. I absolutely expect no one to be a FUD. I absolutely expect nobody to be withholding information about firearms training and safety. You have a duty to teach the next generation, to push them in the right direction. Regardless of their political affiliation or religious affiliation or whatever, owning a firearm is not a left or right thing. It is an American thing. You might disagree with someone politically. You might disagree with someone because of their religious background. Doesn't matter. They're Americans. They have a right to arms. There's a lot of people I disagree with. I'm not going to demand that they don't be allowed to speak. I'm not going to demand that they don't be allowed to have their arms. We were once criticized because we said we'd have no problem selling to an LGBT gun group. Do I agree with their politics? Not really. But they're Americans. Do I sell slides to California? Absolutely. Does California pass a lot of stupid stuff? Absolutely. Like, I disagree with California almost on every single thing that they do. Hey, Ammo Alchemist, what's going on? That doesn't mean that their citizens can't get guns. People need to stop thinking of the Second Amendment as a this group or that group. It's an all Americans. Use it. Because an armed society is a polite society. Maybe people will start talking again instead of all of this political violence and rhetoric. The Second Amendment reinforces the First Amendment. The First Amendment should never be turned to physical violence. You can disagree with people all you want. So, that's how I view it anyway. Everyone should have a gun. Everyone should engage in the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. We're actually talking to a New York gun shop. I'm hoping they'll order some of our slides and stock them. But yeah, we there's a reason we don't live in New York. We have family that's up there. We don't live there. They're too restrictive. National reciprocity should be a thing. Constitutional carry across the state should be a thing. Because what just happened in Illinois? A Wisconsin citizen traveling in Illinois who had a concealed carry weapons permit was arrested, had his firearm taken, and he was charged with a felony because he didn't store his firearm correctly or whatever else in Illinois, even though he had already gone through a background check, proven that he's a law-abiding citizen. Apparently, he did not know about Illinois' communist laws regarding firearms. At one time, many moons ago, we were up near Rochester. There we go, getting this slide packed up. I like knives. I don't have like a lot of them. I have a definition knife from DLD After Dark and Flying Rich Firearms. And I've got a Gerber from when I was in the Army that's totally worn down and beat to shit. It'll still function, but, you know, I used that knife for stuff. It was a tool. It got used. Okay, now let's put this polymer bag on. Oh yeah, New Jersey is one of the states suing Glock right now. So is Minnesota, Chicago, Illinois, and Seattle. Seattle, Washington. The fun states, which is why, part of why Glock is doing what they're doing. At least I think so. Glock hasn't released an official why, but that's just what I think. I can't say I really blame them from a business perspective, but I can say I'm disappointed. We do get KO Knives on here from time to time. He probably knows a heck of a lot more about knives. I'll admit, sometimes I think knives are a little too expensive. When a knife costs the same amount as a gun, I just kind of look at it from a cost perspective, where I'm like, ah. Now, I'm not saying that the craftsmanship isn't worth its cost. It's hard to equate the two. Diminishing returns is real. Yes, it is. That's why we use 17.4 stainless steel for our slides. Some of the cuts we do, we're not confident that 416 could handle it, from what we've seen with other companies and other slide models and stuff. And then some of those companies still charge prices that would be for like 4.6 or 17.4 steel. And so knives, I know that the steel is different. That's the whole thing. We had a conversation with KO Knives about knife steel versus gun steel, and they're not similar at all. The steels used for knives versus guns, completely different needs. If you were to use knife steel for guns, it would cause problems. If you use gun steel for knives, it would cause problems. That's why there's so many different kinds of steel. Oh, is the link bio not working? Oh, right, vertical live stuff. Yeah, we make these slides. You can check out our website, stifflermanufacturing.com. Then, of course, we've got, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rumble, Blue Sky. We're pretty much on every social media app. Admittedly, us and all 2 or 3 of any gun channels on Blue Sky. Yeah, we're not getting traffic there. Yeah, but apparently it struggles to hold an edge. So, like, there's pros and cons to different kinds of steel. We had a long discussion about it. I could pull up the notes sometime, because I was actually taking notes. I hate this tape rule. Yeah, like the way that everything went, the conversation, like to put it in like layman's short terms, was that gun steel can handle things like, explosions, but it can't hold a knife edge very well. And then with use, it might actually chip or break. Whereas knife steel cannot work well as a slide because it would crack under the pressure from shooting. That was pretty much like the short of it. There we go. This one's all packaged and ready to go off to Kansas. And now I'm going to eat a banana because I'm being healthy. That's why I'm a Spyderco fan. They can buy the same knife in a variety of steels depending on use case. Oh, that's cool. Oh, let's see here. Getting more emails about potential gun collabs. That's awesome. Oh, you know one I haven't shown off in a minute is the NRA Blue slide. Oh, I'll be right back. Let me go grab that. Okay, here it is. Sorry, that took a second. I had to go search for it. Okay, let's pull this out of the wrap. The blue slides are hit or miss, honestly. Some people like them, some people hate them. What are the Stiff Nation colors, like brand identity and so on? Oh, that's a good question. Technically, it's this. This is one of the, and it's a little dirty, but this is one of our first patches that we ever made. And I actually used to wear this around out in public, talking to people and stuff. Just on a hat. Actually, I still have it. I have another one on one of my other hats. And then this is our newest patch. But this is technically our official colors and whatnot. Yeah, debating doing something like that. I mean, people can always request it. Like, if someone wanted this with this, different colors, they could do that. Oh, the logo is our dragon. This right here is a Turbo 19 NRA blue. I actually prefer the periwinkle, but the periwinkle did not sell as well as the NRA blue. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah, Gonzo. Eventually we will. And so where we're going to add the logo and information is going to be on the optic cut. So it'll be like Stiffler MFG, SM19.3 zoom. You know, that way people can keep it sanitized. It'll still look like it normally does, but the information will be on the optic cut, so it can get covered with a plate, it can get covered with an optic. You know, good to go. And that will eventually, once we start doing that, that should stop a lot of the white labeling. Because there's still a few companies that white label our slides. Some of them not even sure they realize that they're doing it, because they buy the slides from a distributor and then they change the name afterwards. Like, some of them, I don't think they realize we exist. White labeling happens a lot. Like the Brownells slides, Brownells doesn't make their own slides. I think they commission another company to make them. Hey, right on, Bill Pool. Have a good one, man. Thanks for dropping by. Man, I'm at over an hour and a half. Mostly I'm trying to reset our algorithm. Ever since YouTube falsely removed one of our videos, we've been having algorithm issues. And YouTube even came out and they're like, we did the appeal, and YouTube's like, oh yeah, sorry, our bad. Like, your video shouldn't have gotten removed. But our algorithm's still screwed. Hey, what color should we do for our giveaway slide? I'm debating red, but maybe we'll do something bigger. Or something different, not bigger. Tired. No thoughts on color? I'm thinking red because, you know, YouTube's red, but I don't know. It's going to be a Viper slide. Maybe we could stencil the YouTube logo into it. That'd be funny. I mean, we're not using it for a sale, so maybe we can do that. Oh god, this is funny. This is hilarious. Oh, frickin' Zafiri Precision posted this. Okay, this is funny. Zoku, what's going on, man? We got a temp live restriction, and YouTube admitted they were wrong, but they removed one of our videos, then restored it, still gave us a 24-hour suspension, even though they admitted they were wrong. And our algorithm has sucked ever since. So, we're going to have to try and build it back up. I might need to do like an overnight live. I don't know. Maybe I'll just get like a little lazy Susan and just have the slides spin around and keep the video on for like 8 hours. Oh, that was funny. Good job, Zafiri. Good job. That was funny. You can do a giveaway on the Battle Worn one, too. Maybe we'll do a Battle Worn. Actually, we haven't made an actual Battle Worn in like a year. This is, you know, space worn. Battle worn, and the difference between the two is that space worn, we actually distress the Cerakote so that it shows the stainless steel underneath. The battle worn, we utilize Cerakote to simulate distressing. Hey, B-Todd, what's going on, man? Different steel companies around the U.S. Not always the same one, but they are U.S. steel plants. Sometimes it just depends on who has, like if we need an order of slides, and sometimes they don't have any available immediately, we have to bounce around. But they are 17.4 stainless steel. Maybe. Yeah, okay, we'll do that one. Oh yeah, no worries. I asked because I sell steel and stainless pipe in Pittsburgh. Oh, reach out to us sometime. If you guys have 17.4 and, you know, you can do bar steel, let us know what your prices are and, you know. Might be something we would be interested in. I promise nothing, but we might be interested. Always looking for, you know, other options, because sometimes you go to order something, they're like, yeah, sorry, we just fulfilled a huge order. There's going to be like a 1 month wait period. And we're like, or the worst one, we ever had 3 month wait period. And we're just like, okay. Oh, let's go make another batch of tea. Uncle Iro up in here. There we go. Let's go to cart. We'll get that picked up. Oh my goodness. Reach out to J&J Bar Plus. They're a customer of yours? Okay. J&J. J&J Bar Plus. Here we go. Pearland, Texas. Oh, that's closer than some of the other ones too. Let's see. They don't have 17.4 listed, but that doesn't mean they can't do it. Yeah, I'll copy them by. Right on, Todd. You have a great day. Thanks for bouncing another company off of us. Let's email this over, see if they want to reach on out. And see, that's a cool thing about doing lives too. You never know who's going to pop in and feed you information, and you know, points of contact, and you never know. Okay, sent off. There we go. Yep, you never know. You really never know who's going to reach out, who's going to give you info, points of contacts. And, you know, you can reach out to businesses in various capacities. Sometimes you just cold call businesses, sometimes you email. But you never know if you're actually going to get through to somebody, if someone's going to read the email or just ignore it. Sometimes you call somebody and they pass it off to an employee to disregard. Sometimes you go on live and somebody just gives you a point of contact. It happens. Heck, there's some businesses we've reached out to, they don't have a public email or phone number. So we've literally just sent snail mail, sent them a letter. And some of them actually responded, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's my actual, you know, email." And it's like, "Oh, okay." It's weird that you didn't have one listed. I could have just emailed you. Don't want to deal with all the, like, we get a lot of BS emails. So they don't want to have their email listed, which is, you know, understandable. All right, looks like everyone's bouncing out, and we've been in here for almost 2 hours, so I'm going to bow out myself. Thank you guys so much for staying with me. Thank you for the likes and the new subscriptions. It's greatly appreciated. And thanks for checking out our slides and checking out the website and our Glocktober sale. Thank you so much for hanging with us, and check back in next time. And as always, stay 2A every day.